In this ongoing series on building a personal brand, yesterday we spoke about brand expression, right? Personal brand expression. This is about how do you talk about your brand? How do you sort of become an authority? Well, I touched upon how do you become an authority in your whatever chosen field, in your path, and how you then utilize that to sort of succinctly have an elevator pitch so that you're expressing what your personal brand is about. Because you need to have a kind of a succinct and clear, to the point, almost like a tagline, or it could be an elevator pitch, a kind of a paragraph, a brief intro of who you are or what your personal brand is about. And so that was about how that it started out with saying, okay, you need to become a kind of an authority figure. And I felt that the authority figure aspect needed a video, for itself. It's such a critical, it's an important, and it's also a big topic. So in today's video, we talk about the actual process of becoming an authority figure. So I spoke briefly about what it means to be an authority figure, right? So let me just recap that. An authority figure is someone that shares information, shares knowledge, provides value to their target audience. And in turn, the target audience become sort of like a loyal kind of community. I don't like the word followers, but well, that is the word that is used in public in public consciousness these days. So becoming followers and also reaching out to the authority figure for help, for advice, and eventually, of course, maybe even buying services or products and so on and so forth. So that is the relationship, that is the dynamic between an authority figure and the target audience. But an authority figure, as I said in the previous video, it's not just about being someone great at what they do, but this is about building a relationship. This is about building that kind of interaction with your target audience and providing the value. Now, in this video, we'll look at how do you provide that value, right? So I said that research is very important. So whatever topic you're focusing on, whatever is the path you're going down, that your personal brand is taking, you got to really provide an in-depth kind of valuable information, right? And that needs research. So that we spoke about that before. Doing your research, being always on top of changes and market changes and how things are. Now, let's look at the different ways of sharing information, right? And that will then show you, or rather lead you down the path of setting up that authority status. The first place to start building your authority status is your blog. Now, I know blogs are almost on the decline. They are becoming a thing of the past, or are they? I mean, blogs still exist, and blogs are one of the most popular kind of media consumption online, next only to videos. So yeah, video is first, but we'll talk about video in just a second. So your blog, it's going to be critical because that is the place where you sort of become, you center your kind of your personal brand charisma, right? You bring all the forces into one area. This is where you write your articles. Maybe you can post some videos. Even though you post videos on YouTube and elsewhere, you bring them back and post them onto your blog. So you have a platform that sort of brings together all the different aspects of your personal brand. And the key to writing on a blog is consistency. Like with anything else, you gotta be consistent on writing blog articles or making videos and then turning them into blog articles. The next one is ebooks. Now, ebooks might sound like an old idea. It's something from the 90s or maybe, I don't know, early 2000s or even early 2010s. But brutally honest, ebooks still work, right? Now, an ebook is a very old word, but what it represents is something you put together, something of value you put together into a PDF file, and that people can then download from your website. It doesn't have to be fancy or flashy or anything of that sort. You could simply have a regular looking PDF document, right? Just a PDF, and maybe it has a couple of graphics on it, some little bit of branding, your personal brand, of course, your photo and things like that. But it's about the content that you put into the PDF. And people love to download if there is a lot of content, if there is a valuable content. Now, the thing with ebooks is that it will allow you to build an email newsletter list, right? So when people are downloading the ebook, they will give their email address in return to download the ebook or the PDF document, and you then build an email list. Now, the thing with email list, now I know the keyword today is the thing with, email lists are gold mine. They're worth their weight in gold. And building an email list is one of the fundamental aspects of creating a personal brand. It's this email list that's going to really service your personal brand. It helps you build a relationship with your community. It helps build a community and build a relationship and engage. You gotta treat your email list with respect, right? It's not a list to sort of spam. It's not a list to simply send out campaigns. Okay, you see maybe an affiliate program, you sign up and then you blast your email list. No, it needs to be very strategic. It needs to be very thought out. It needs to be planned, and you need to have steps of what you're going to do with that list and at what time. But predominantly, it's about building a relationship. So use the 80-20 Pareto principle, right? 80% of the time, give value. So you're always emailing, you're sending out, well, not every day, right? Maybe once a week, twice a week at the most, no more than that, But always send out valuable stuff, information that your audience will benefit from, right? So 80% of that. 20% can be maybe a little bit of, I don't know, commercial intent. And this could be towards your brand, or if you have, I don't know, courses or other things that people can buy from you, it could be, but not in the beginning. Wait till you build a robust email list, right? And a robust email list, at least 1,000 strong, and I always recommend that as long as possible, just build a relationship and don't try and monetize the list, okay? The time will come for monetizing a list, and that can be down the line. The next one is white papers, and white papers is something similar to ebooks, but this is more specialized, right? That these are research, these are guides and things like that. They're not your casual, for example, if you're a travel kind of entrepreneur, right? Someone in that sector, an ebook could be top 10 travel tips for Europe or Italy or something like that, right? More casual. And a white paper could be something like an analysis of the best way to, I don't know, get business class travel, business class tickets without spending, business class kind of rates. Now, even though that might sound casual, that's more, it's more of a research paper, right? You're sort of putting together these steps, and it's more knowledge based. Okay, maybe a bad example, but you get the point, right? Next is podcasts. Now, you might hear a lot of people saying, well, podcasts are dead, or they're in decline. Not at all. Podcasts are on the rise. Podcasts are a fantastic way of building a community, building your authority status, and very easy. You don't have to be on camera. You can sort of set up a good audio system in your. It can even be done from your bedroom, right? So podcasts are fantastic, and I would thoroughly recommend starting a podcast. Now, personally speaking, I don't have a podcast myself. But I do have one which I do for the agency, but it's not really frequent. It's very, I think there are just a few kind of episodes on that. And the reason is you will know in the next one, which is videos. So because I do a lot of videos, in fact, I do a video a day, at least that's the rate at which I'm going now. So I don't need the podcast. Video is where I'm focusing. So you got to decide if you're doing videos, then yeah, podcast maybe can take a backseat. But if you're not doing videos, then you should be doing podcasts. Then of course videos. Oh yeah, videos are I think the single most effective way to build a personal authority. There is no doubt about it. Most of the content online being consumed is video based, right? So, and with videos, you can really build a personal brand because you're quite visible, right? Your face is visible, your tone, all the things that I was talking about building a personal brand in the previous videos in this series, they come out in videos. So videos, now that's why I didn't start this list with videos, because I want to spend a lot of time talking about videos. And I would thoroughly recommend that you start a YouTube channel and start churning out videos. Now, the keyword churning, yes, churning in the sense of creating content, but not just, rubbish. You got to be really careful with the kind of content you create. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, okay? So then why am I trying to do a video a day? And that's because the topics that I speak about, I believe I'm at an expert level, okay? Not to brag, but as I explained in one of the videos, the previous videos, it comes from this 23 years of, being, a brand builder, being the CEO, senior brand strategist, and a creative director of a leading branding agency, and building that from scratch into $1 million kind of agency with, studios around the world. Also of launching an incubator where I invest in brands and all that. So as much as it may sound like I'm bragging, these are the facts of what gives me the kind of platform to sort of speak freestyle on YouTube videos, right? And I can do that on a daily basis. Yeah, of course, sometimes I might have to spend a lot of time creating a video that might be a guide and that has a presentation. But most of these videos, like this one, is freestyle. Even though it looks like it's edited, it's not. So when you saw the screen, I use OBS and I switch between the camera and the screen. And it's really seamless. And so there's no editing. So I complete this video. I then hit stop recording. And OBS, it's a software on Mac. It's also on PC, I think. It sort of saves an MP4 video. And I just upload it onto YouTube, right? At least for most of the videos. So if you already have that kind of expert level platform, then by all means, yeah, go for quantity. But if not, then every video should be crafted, right? You should spend your time. I will probably do a separate video sometime down the line on just creating this workflow of creating a YouTube video and maybe taking my example on how I do it and so on and so forth. Yeah, my channel doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but it has enough of quality subscribers because this is a niche topic. This is not your average how to get rich kind of topics. This is a very, it's a psychological, it's a philosophical, it's a technical kind of thought process of building brands, right? So I'm happy with where it is at the moment. And you should look at it from that perspective. So look at, when you're building authority, evaluate what kind of authority you're building, right? And if you have a lot of experience, then bring that onto videos, create, quantity. If not, go easy. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Even one video a week is okay. In fact, one video a month is okay. Of course, it's going to take you longer to build that authority. And what I feel that, if you have a schedule of one video a week, then you will be pushed. You will push yourself to create content, to up your game, and so on and so forth. So video, I think, is the best. Now, what are the platforms? Now, there was a video that I did, social media platforms. You might want to check that out. But specifically for video, yes, YouTube is at the top of the list. You could do TikTok. TikTok is fantastic. TikTok is, so this is how you can do it, right? So you create a long form video, and that could be 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Okay, whatever is your at least capacity at the moment, and whatever the topics you're picking. Okay, you don't want, just because you might hear somewhere that a long form video is good, 10-minute, 15-minute is good, then you just fill it with fluff. No, you need to be providing value every second of the video. So whatever you're talking about, whatever you're presenting, has to be given value to your audience, right? But if you bring a long form, that's for YouTube, then take a few clips out of that, interesting ones, under a minute, 30 seconds, actually, maybe less. And then you put them up on TikTok. Or TikTok is very casual, right? Like, for example, if I was making a video for TikTok, I wouldn't be sitting in my office, in my studio, right? And I'll probably just, with my iPhone, do a selfie kind of video in a casual environment. It doesn't matter where. It could be at a restaurant. It could be while I'm driving or something. Because TikTok is about quick videos that actually show your personal kind of interaction. And it can be funny, and the audience is different there. Then you can take this same long form video, or maybe chop it up and put it up on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is again video is gaining power on LinkedIn. And if you're focusing on LinkedIn, then video is the way to go. Yeah, I post, so my video on YouTube, I post it on LinkedIn too. So yeah, now in terms of personal branding, as I said, you need to really have goals, and you need to understand why you're doing it, right? Now, my team members in the office, my friends, my peers, my partners, they ask me, you run a leading kind of branding agency, then why are you doing these videos where there is no monetization there is no, you're not selling anything? Why do you do them? Why do you consistently try and do these videos? And that's because these videos are, number one, they speak to my passion, right? So my passion is to sort of share information, to help build brands, really, to educate if I can. So this is something that I'm doing, building my own personal brand. This is about the future. This is about the time where I might have an academy of sorts. I don't know. But at the moment, it is giving back, right? It's sharing. So you need to identify what your goal is. Otherwise, you will not be able to create videos consistently. And consistency is the key to creating a robust personal brand. Right, so you've got content that you need to put out on a regular basis to build the authority status. And the content has to be carefully designed to align with your target audience, right? Of course, you need to be passionate about it, but it also needs to align with your target audience. Then, once you know what kind of content you want to put out, you then decide the medium. Is it going to be a blog post? Are you a blogger, right? You could build tremendous authority by being a blogger. Or is it white papers? Is it ebooks? Or is it podcasting? You can build tremendous personal brand with podcasting. Or is it video? Video is the most powerful, right? But of course, it's got its own challenges. You got to sit in front of the camera. You need to feel comfortable about it. You need to be able to express, you need a certain level of content quality, production value, right? Good camera, lighting, good audio, things like that. So the threshold is, yeah, I mean, listen, you might hear people saying, oh, it doesn't matter, you don't need the best camera, just whatever you have, sit in your bedroom. And yes, it might work for certain kind of situations, but in my opinion, and this is about personal brand, right? You're building a personal brand. Yeah, you need a certain level of production value. So invest in a decent camera, not the best out there. You don't need, fantastic cameras. No, a decent DSLR or a mirrorless camera. The Fuji line is pretty good. Or if it's a DSLR, the starting range of Canon is fantastic, right? EOS 80, I believe it's a pretty good one. And then, yeah, one decent lens and 50 mil, depending on, the kind of space you have. And yes, try and find, even if you're broadcasting from home, try to find a clutterless kind of background, maybe against a wall. But audio is important. Get a good lav mic like this one here. I have is a lav mic. I just plug it into my computer, or you can plug it into your camera. Audio is pretty important, and that's it. Now, the thing that I would suggest that you don't really fret about or spend a lot of time is the editing. So you don't need graphics, you don't need cut shots, you don't need this, you don't need that, right? Because those end up taking up a lot of time, and that's where you will give up. That's where you will say, oh, to hell with this, I don't want to do videos, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm spending a lot of time on video on this, but actually I might do a separate video on that. So let me stop, and I hope you found this kind of overview of the kind of authority building tools, right? How to build your authority. And building your authority is not just about creating content, it's also about broadcasting and marketing it, which will be the topic of my next video. So I will talk about, so once you've made content, you've written a blog post, what do you do? How do you market it, right? How do you market your personal brand? That's going to be a big one. That's going to be the next video. So subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so that when I post that video, you know about it. But if you're watching this in the future, if you're already kind of subscribe to this channel, just hit the bell icon. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you found so much value in this video. Till my next one, take care.